everybody, welcome back to another shit show. We have my two broskies today.
Welcome back, welcome back.
Of course, we have James, who's always here every time. And upon popular demand, we have brought back Luna, who is apparently more popular than James and I.
God help me.
Dog, you're in one episode, you're like, and all the viewers are like, I love you. It's so funny.
I couldn't imagine why.
Who fucking knows? You're the only fun episode we had, apparently. Who knows?
I'm just cool like that.
Alright, well, today, as you could probably see by the video title, we are going to be talking about our experience at the last Halloween Horror Nights that happened. We were trying to give it a little bit of time. Yeah, Luna died.
Yeah, we recently all went to go see it together, as we talked about previously and all the things. We had a really good time. A lot of really good houses, a lot of good scare zones. It was overall a really good year, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a good year.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because I keep hearing that the contrary. I keep hearing that like on the forums and of course Reddit. But it's like, oh, this is the worst year of Halloween Horror Nights. All the houses were so boring. I enjoyed them personally.
That you can't trust anything on Reddit. Reddit whines about Reddit whines about everything.
That's
Really,
very true.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Oh, Reddit. Like Reddit be like, hey, I cheated on my wife. And I tried to offer her a singular piece of string cheese, and she's threatening divorce. Am I the asshole?
Yes, are you kidding? Or no, wait, sorry, no! A singular piece of string cheese absolutely would get back together with them. You kidding me?
Yes, I would do anything for cheese, man. Like, I swear to God, I would suck toes for cheese.
Sorry, that was such an obnoxious laugh. Dog. String cheese is the goat, despite it coming from a cow. It's so good.
Absolutely. By the way,
goat cheese you can make.
Yeah, if we ever get a merch store or whatever, I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. I will suck toes for string cheese.
Please don't, for the love of everything. Holy shit.
I'll print it out on a t-shirt and wear it at the Club Rush.
You're gonna get kicked out of Club Rush. You're gonna walk up and Melis is gonna be like, get your bitch ass out of here.
Just get out. Oh, Jesus Christ. We already descended down into madness, haven't we?
We already have. We need to start talking about the houses.
Yes. So, we're gonna try to remember the order that we did them in. Are we going to succeed? Probably not, because it's been 2 months already, but that's okay. So we're gonna talk about, I think we're gonna talk about the houses that we did go into, the overall event, what we thought of it, like the scare zones and all that good stuff. And then at the end, we're gonna talk about the houses that we we did not get a chance to go into, which is only 3, so it's not horrible. We still have plenty of stuff to discuss, as Luna was saying, but
we made it surprisingly and comfortably to almost every single house, including some of the ones that had extraordinarily long wait times, such as what was that?
The Last of Us.
Last of Us, especially.
I think that was like really the only bad wait that I thought of, in my opinion, because usually like we're waiting like an hour and a half at least for like a regular house. That was the only one. Yeah, that was we got in it right there. We just got in. That was awesome.
Yeah, the wait times were really good, especially on Yeti, because I think the first year that they had Yeti, we waited in line for like a good hour and a half.
Yeah.
But this time, it was still a long time, but it at least felt shorter. I don't know how long we were standing in line for, but it was fine.
I think it was like a 45-minute one.
At least it wasn't nearly as long as the wait for the weekend house that one year.
Oh god, the weekend one was so bad. I think that's the longest I've ever waited in a haunted house before. That was like, we waited like well over 2 hours for that one, but it was way worth it. In my opinion, it was worth it.
I still think it was well worth it, because that was probably one of my favorite houses we've been, and it kind of actually made me more interested in the weekend. It made me listen to his music more.
Oh yeah. But yeah, oh, go ahead. Sorry, Luna.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I've been listening to their music beforehand and I fell off. Now I'm disappointed.
You fell off.
I fell off.
Fell off. But yeah. So of course we're gonna. I guess we'll. So Halloween Horror Nights. They brought back an icon this year, which I thought was really awesome. After like 3 years of not having one, Dr. Oddfellow, which is someone that's been talked about in past events, but has never been shown. Which I don't know. Are we able to say? No, I guess I can if I just don't drop names. But fun fact, the person that plays Dr. Oddfellow in like the stage show at the event was one of our best friend's brothers.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
super cool.
Interesting.
I'm really hoping, especially extending a little note to him. I really, if you're watching this, seriously, you did an amazing job. I really hope you get some more really phenomenal acting things from this. Maybe something with Universal. Hopefully it goes well, man.
You did so good, dude.
Yeah, honestly.
But yeah, we had Dr. Oddfellow. We're not gonna talk about him because we have an entire episode dedicated to the history of Horror Nights, so just save that. We'll link that somewhere. But if you really want the nitty gritty, we'll leave that alone. But
Firstly, we should probably start off with the very first house we got to experience, the Universal Monsters Unmasked house, which is one of my favorites, despite some of the little light in some areas.
Yeah. So the first one that we went into as soon as we got to the event was Universal Monsters Unmasked, which was housed in the Parade Warehouse.
Really?
So I'll just read you the little line because I have it up for us. Descend into the Paris catacombs where you and your squad will face a new horde of monsters. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the Phantom of the Opera, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the Invisible Man.
Notably, the Phantom from the original one where Lon Chaney portrayed him.
Yeah, the 20s one.
Yeah.
I will say for this house, I have like kind of a love-hate relationship with it, just because thinking back on it, it was very dark in there.
It was so dark.
So there wasn't a lot that I could see, but the things I did see were excellent. So I liked the house. I don't think it was my favorite just because of that. If we were able to see everything, then hands down, it would have been the best house for sure.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
This house is actually kind of what reignited my want to watch the original Universal Monster movies all in black and white, and also reminded me that the Invisible Man is a thing, and that is my favorite.
Yeah, no one really talks about the Invisible Man all that much, so I'm really glad that they actually brought him down for this one. That was really nice to see.
Yeah. I'm very glad to see he got some time where he got to be in a house for once.
Yeah, but yeah, like as Luna was saying, I really liked the house. Like the smells were really nice. The costumes, when you could see them, that is, were really good. The sets were good, but oh my god, there was a lot of places where it was just so ungodly dark in there. You could not see where you're going. Like you were lucky if you're able to find an exit sign or like one of the staff kind of like directing you in the way to go. But there was a few times where I just ran right into a wall because I could not see where I was going.
That was a notable issue with this year's. There was a couple houses that had that issue where they had just extremely low light levels to the point where it was almost kind of an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the worst one, that was, like, for me personally, the worst one that was visualized, not like, set-wise, but just, like, legitimately, I couldn't see a damn thing, was probably The Darkest Deal. The house was really awesome when you look at it, like, if the people that have, like, the night vision cameras that got to go in and see it, it looks fantastic that way, but if you're just, like, a regular person going into the house, with regular shitty human vision, yeah, you can't see where you're going.
Yeah, I believe that was one of the houses where I led. I was in front of everybody, or in front of our group that went. And the group that was ahead of us, really, they were rushing to get through, so I couldn't see I couldn't see them in front of me. And at one point, I think I did just straight up run into a wall. While James was
I heard you like, oh shit.
Somebody was holding on to me, and we both just.
Yeah, I was behind you, Luna, right there. I was holding on to your coat, I think, because I couldn't tell where the hell I was going.
Yeah, it was really hard to see, so...
It's even funny in some of the walkthroughs, especially from Attractions 360, I remember they even notably get lost in the house and have to be pointed back in the video that they record.
Oh yeah, I literally did get lost. They had to direct me the other way.
They're like, hey, you're going the other way. It was so funny because I remember... James, I think it was like no, it was it was either in the Darkest Deal or the Monster's house. You went down, you turned down the wrong way, and that was actually the thing where the scare actors come in. So the guy's like, "Hey, you're going the wrong way," and so you got jumped by somebody.
Oh.
That was hilarious, but oh my god.
God, it was just so bad. And weirdly enough, because I think I've only ever been to one other Halloween Horror Nights. I forget, or two, maybe? Two. Okay, yeah, so... And the other one, the lighting wasn't as bad, so I think that was a choice this year, and I don't think it was a good choice.
Yeah,
No.
they're probably just experimenting with light levels.
Yeah, which they have. I've been in a dark, like, I think the worst house that I've ever been in, just because of it was called, Dead Exposure Patient Zero, I remember. I think it was back in it was either 2017 or 2018. You literally, imagine all the really dark portions of the house, but that was the entire house.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You couldn't see a damn thing. Like, literally, I could not tell you a single thing what that house was about because I couldn't see what was happening. Like, I remember, the only thing I remember is smacking my face against an exit sign, I kid you not, and going down the wrong way. Like, I literally went down a hallway and ended up going into a makeup room. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. So I turn around and I come back, and then the person's like, "Hey, where'd you go?" Like the guy, I guess one of the staff. I'm like, "Oh, I think I went into a makeup room. I'm so sorry. I couldn't see where I'm going." It's like, "You're good. Just go that way."
Things I did like a lot about the house, this is, Invisible Man stuff. And I liked how prominently he seemed to feature in this one. And apparently, I didn't notice this at first, but in rewatches of some of the videos of it, there's you start out going in the catacombs, and there's like a policeman standing up at the top that's ushering people in. He's kind of getting people, come on, get out of the streets. But on some nights, or if you really pay attention, the policeman is being harassed by the Invisible Man, and I just thought it was quite funny.
It is funny. I saw it, and then because he like you could hear like the laughter of Claude Rains. That's how I knew it was the Invisible Man.
Yeah, just the extremely.
Yeah, I won't lie. I didn't see that whatsoever.
Yeah,
I was like, right
sorry
when
if I interrupted you, James. I couldn't hear you.
What's that?
Sorry if I interrupted you. I couldn't hear you.
You're good.
It's okay.
It was also very interesting to see the Hunchback of Notre Dame in this one.
Yeah, I was not expecting that one.
Yeah. That's not a very common Universal monster ever to be brought up. I don't think I've seen him in anything else aside from this house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember standing in the line, I was confused, because when we saw the Hunchback on the big thingy on the wall of the studio, I didn't know that he was considered a monster, so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's also especially that one stunt they did in the beginning where he lunges down while he's held up by those ropes.
Oh yeah, that was
phenomenal.
really cool.
Oh yeah, when he was getting hung from the bell tower, that one was awesome. Just because I didn't see him and I heard like the bell and I looked up, like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're lunging down at you.
Yeah, that was cool.
If I remember correctly, I think that's one of the first Universal monster movies that ever came out.
Oh really?
Hunchback?
Yeah.
It was, yes. I think it was like, actually, let me do it quick because I know the first one that came out was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which came out in like 1917 or something like that. It was very early on. Let's see, let me move my little.
I think they used that little drop effect on another house. I believe it was Beetlejuice when we went.
Mm-hmm.
Where somebody dropped from the ceiling.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame came out in 1923 and also starred Lon Chaney.
Wow.
Man, I didn't realize how old it was.
Super,
was that the movie or like the animated movie?
The actual original movie from Universal. The animated movie came out definitely way later than that, because animation wasn't around at that time.
Far, far later. There was rudimentary animation around that time, I believe, but there wasn't a widespread colored animation like you see in those Disney movies.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry.
Oh, second house. No, I was just gonna say, definitely a really good house if they maybe put a few more light lanterns in there or something.
Yeah.
Second house, I cannot remember. I think it was Darkest Deal, because I think that's one that James wanted to go in.
Oh yeah, Darkest Deal. I was very excited for this house because I have a background in folk and bluegrass music, and
Yeah.
it's based around the old tale of selling your soul at a crossroads to get better at music at blues specifically.
Oh yeah.
And
But yeah, so go ahead, James.
yeah, it was a great idea for a house, but as we talked about, if only I could see most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I will
basically,
say, sorry.
Man, my audio is just being so bad. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
I keep interrupting. I'm sorry.
I think it's just all of our Wi-Fi's not correlating, so oopsie.
Yeah. I was gonna say, oh my god, I messed up Discord, but okay, I fixed it. Sorry. I think Darkest Steel was my favorite acting wise of all the houses that we saw though.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Oh, yeah, especially for the little stage shows that were at portions where like the bit where he's getting his soul stolen by the devil.
Yeah. So for even not being able to like see much, you could still get the story from the little tidbits on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did have some really fun, really cool effects. Like, we may not have seen it, but the contract that he signs in the beginning of the cornfield at the crossroad actually glows with his signature.
It was really cool.
It was clever, yeah.
Yeah. Also, the name though, because I'm reading a little stuff. Blues musician Pine Straw Spruce will have to face the music after meeting with the collector and trading his soul for musical glory. You and your squad learn the terrible price of fame. Come on, Pine Straw Spruce is such a great name. I love it.
It is
amazing stage name.
Perfect stage name. I love it.
I'm gonna have to reconsider mine now.
I don't know why. Every time I think of that name, I imagine like a pine cone with a guitar or something. I don't know. A little hat. Pine cone with a hat with a guitar. Perfect.
That's like giving me the visuals of Smokey the Bear.
Yes!
This was a house that the bits I could see I really did enjoy.
Oh yeah. Which is super funny because the catacombs, the catacomb portion of the house was like the best lit area, which is really ironic if you really think about it.
Which is hilarious because until you said it just now, I didn't know that it was based in the catacombs.
Yeah, they had like a giant underground area with dirt and stuff where they had like musical instruments buried in there, like people's like skulls were buried in there. It was supposed to be reminiscent of him being dragged down to hell.
I always assumed that portion was like actually literally stepping into hell.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was supposed to be like a catacomb type thing.
Yeah, it was like a tunnel of bones and musical instruments. Like I thought it was really interesting because they had a violin in there that had the an engraving of like it had the name Johnny on it. I thought that was really fucking cool.
Oh, that's clever.
Who's that
Johnny
a reference
finally
to?
Lost. That went down Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was super cool.
Yeah. You can also see Pine Straw Spruce himself buried in the wall.
Oh yeah, he was like encased in goo and stuff.
Yeah,
That was super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really cool premise. I'm just so sad that the lighting kind of obstructed it because in the videos that you see of it where they actually have like the good lighting and the people in there with the really cool cameras and stuff, you can see everything and it's awesome. Like it looks beautiful.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch those. I haven't watched those. I didn't think about it.
Okay. Sorry about that little brief cut. My just all my technology decided to just eat shit for a second.
As it do.
As it do. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But yeah. Go ahead, James.
Huh?
You were saying?
I was saying, and kind of wrapping up, especially Darkest Deal. Like we were saying, really good idea for a house. I personally love the concept of it, but the execution wasn't the best. There was a lot of portions where that could have been a little bit improved, specifically brightness. Other than that, not a bad house.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure. That sounded so sarcastic. sarcastic. It wasn't.
No, you're good.
It was no sarcasm.
We've learned your voice at this point. All right, so number 3 is going to be our Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origins, which was in the Sprung tent, number 2. You won't be able to resist going inside Dr. Oddfellow's menacing menagerie of twisted oddities, but the price for you and your friends is steep, the cost of your souls to feed his immortal power. I really love this house. Contrary to what a lot of people say, I loved this house. I thought it was so fun, super cool, super lore-packed for anyone that's, you know, a Horror Nights geek like myself.
There was a
yeah, so I actually don't remember this house. I remember loving it when we went through it, but I don't actually remember what the house consisted of.
It was like the circus one.
Yeah. One of the favorite portions of this house, this was just something that kind of caught me off guard and was pretty funny to me at the moment, was there was a bit of knife throwing that was achieved by, you know, like, I guess, compressed air that's shot out to make it seem like something's whizzing past you. If there actually had been a knife or whizzed past me, it would have hit me straight in the dick. I just thought it was incredibly funny.
I actually didn't notice that at the moment, and I remember it now. I remember the where he was on the stage area. That part I think was really good as well. The acting in it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, James, I remember when we went through the air tunnel thingy, and I could just hear you scream, "My dick!"
It startled me. I also really liked the extreme flair of showmanship that was shown from pretty much every actor.
Oh yeah, everyone was so over the top, but in the best way possible. Like the guy that greeted you when you walked in and said, "Welcome to Oddfellows." Like I loved him. He was great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like
it almost seemed like it would have been an ordinary circus had, you know, it not been quite as murderous.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like it added to the effect of it being like a showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
it really felt like a show.
Yes, just minus the murder and the beheadings and stuff.
You know, we love the murder and beheadings. That's at every circus, isn't it?
Especially the lady with the that pops it off and it plays the fucking ta-da sound effect.
It was great. How imagine.
Get decapitated. Ta-da!
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 Man, guess you could say he didn't have his head in the game.
Oh my god. I want to be in his cult though. It actually seems fun.
I know. Can I be an odd follower, please?
Yeah, literally. Where's the what's it called? I was gonna say entrance fee. I don't know what it's called.
Dramatic entrance?
It's kind of funny that this is one of the time where this is performers playing as performers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that, James?
Inducted. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. I said it was kind of funny that this is one of the times where referring to them as performers is true in both literal and in the characters that they're playing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's kind of neat.
Neat?
Yeah, I'm stumbling on my words, you know.
It's okay, I thought it was really fun. You know what, can we just petition to use the word Kneat for everything? I like that much better than neat. I like Kneat.
What's wrong with my boy Yeet?
What?
My boy Yeet!
My boy Yeet!
You know what? That's gonna be my next set. That's going to be my satire article. A boy named Yeet.
He was a very lonely boy until he got thrown.
And then he got thrown into the unknown.
Ooh, that would be a good line from it.
Dog. Dabbing it up, fam. So wait, I gotta turn my camera back on.
Dabbing it up.
Dabbing it up,
we keep getting off topic.
We do. We need to stop. This happens every time, especially when you're here.
Okay, in all fairness, I've been really trying to keep it on topic this time. Last time we went down the Sprite tier list rabbit hole.
That is very, very true. We did do that, and then James got mad at us.
I wasn't angry.
Are you sure about that?
Deservedly, after what you put me through.
I think right after Oddfellow was when we went to go sit in the line for
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, yeah.
Yes, that's
I don't
right.
know why I did such a long inhale there. I was just struggling to remember what the name of the place was.
It is us.
Sitting in the line for the Oh god, that reminded me of it. Speaking of like, just this is mildly off topic. So I recently watched Eraserhead.
Yeah.
That's really off topic.
This is on topic slightly. It's about like weird noises from people doing video essays. And it's hard to make heads or tails of that film without like having someone who's seen it also to discuss it with. So I went, looked up a video essay on it, and the dude talking about it not only was using like he was speaking at it as though he'd written out like a proper like school essay. So he's already speaking in that fashion, but in between pauses, he would smack his lips. It drove me insane. Imagine if I'm talking like this, and I'm just going along, and then all of a sudden,
Ew.
and then it just keeps talking like nothing happened.
That's gross.
It like made me shudder more than the movie.
It made you want to do what, James?
It made me shudder more than the movie did.
Why did you subject yourself to the rest of it after realizing that?
Because I wanted to finish the video. It was only 7 minutes long.
Damn, James. You have that dedication that I don't have.
Yeah. It's just that I remember that was just disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Audibly
it sounds
smacked lips.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Let's see.
Anyway, house number 4.
Yeah.
Yes, house number 4. So it was The Last of Us. It was located in the second parade warehouse, and its synopsis was: enter the world of Naughty Dog's video game in real life as you fight to survive and navigate your way through an abandoned Pittsford with Joel and Ellie. Honestly, I don't know.
Joel!
That's what it says, Joel. Joel and Ellie.
Joel! They're
Like
wrong!
Joel.
Fucking no, that's what it said. That's how they spelled it.
Joel?
Joel.
It's Joel.
No.
You've never seen the name Joel before?
No, I have. It's just no. They spelled it as J-O. No, they spelled it as Joeyl.
Joel?
What?
No.
That's not how it's spelled in the game, I know that.
Yeah, definitely not. They probably misspelled it.
Well, they probably did, because that's what it's written as.
Yeah, so
you're forgiven for that one.
This house specifically, I didn't see this. We didn't see the Stranger Things house, but it's kind of what I figured the Stranger Things house kind of would have been like, where it was good for people who haven't seen like the show or the game before. I saw both. I didn't play the game. I watched too many gameplays of it, and I watched the show, and I was kind of disappointed. I feel like there could have been more, but also if they added more lore to it, it probably wouldn't have been as fun for people who haven't seen it before.
Yeah. I never even saw the video game nor the TV series or any whatever house media that it's in. I didn't like it. I just thought it was super boring. Nothing really happened. Like there was no scares, there was no actors, no clickers that I saw. Maybe like 1 or 2 at the most. I don't know. I didn't find it that enjoyable. I thought it kind of sucked, to be quite honest.
Actually, I think you missed the whole house. There were a lot of clickers, I think.
Yeah, there was like 4 of them. One of them got right in my face.
I saw only 2.
Oh,
and maybe
you know
it was
what
just
it
bad
is?
timing.
Yeah, I was about to say Ashley was walking in front of me, and as soon as Ashley would walk past the thing, then they would scare me and James. So it could have just been.
I just missed it.
All of them. Oh,
dang.
I actually really enjoyed this house. I don't know much about The Last of Us. People keep telling me to play the game. It's my buddy Mason's favorite game of all time. And from what I can tell, I like zombies. And I also really, really appreciated the makeup work that was done on the clickers and the bloaters. Especially
sure.
because I got singled out by, I think it was a bloater right near the end that got literally maybe a couple centimeters from my face, so I got a real good look at the mask, and my god, it looked amazing.
Yeah,
I love how, because I was walking in between James and Ashley, and as I got past it and it went into James's face, after James stood there admiring it, he kept staying in James's face. It was so funny.
They were just kind of looking at each other for a little bit. It was great.
Yeah, like the two that I did see, the makeup was phenomenal. Like they looked amazing, but I didn't see much of anything. I guess it was just bad timing because, whatever. But just in my experience, I just didn't like it too much. I got no scares, which I was kind of disappointed on. They just kind of they went past me, went right for you guys.
You're such a veteran that they went for the people who are easily scared.
Yeah, they're like, we've seen this bitch before.
This bitch is nothing.
I, however, jump at a lot of scares.
I've heard a lot of screams from you that day, James.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm completely unshakable in like video games or any other horror movies. Second you put me in a haunted house, everything's gonna get me.
And it's the opposite for me. Like I can go in a haunted house without getting scared, yet you put me in front of like a freaking video game of spooky, and I'm like, no, I can't do it. Like for instance, FNAF VR, fuck that shit.
Man.
No, absolutely not.
I literally hurt myself falling on James's floor because of that game.
You hurt yourself. You're the one who caused me to get Foxy jump scared.
No, because when I put it back on, he scared me too. It was so bad. That was my bad.
For reference, so I have FNAF VR, Help Wanted, and if you stick your head too far out of the office in the first game, it triggers an automatic Foxy jump scare that can't be blocked by doors. And I didn't realize that when my good friends here and my fiance here had taken off the headset and set it on my bed, it then registered that as your head's outside the door. So the second I picked up the headset, put it back on, immediate Foxy in my face.
Yeah.
I did it again after you, though. Because at one point, I think I was playing it, and then I was like, I want to see outside the door, so I just reached my head all the way. Then I came back in, and I was like, that's disappointing. It didn't do the jump scare. Immediately then jump scared the shit out of me, and I fell.
I remember that. That was so fucking funny to watch.
It was a harrowing experience.
Oh, yeah. Like, literally, I even told James I was going to piss on the floor because I was so scared. And I forced him to take the helmet off of me because I couldn't do it anymore. James, get me out of here! Get me out of here!
I can see that too. Just get it off of me!
Just get it off, get it off.
I will say FNAF VR is probably the scariest VR horror game I've ever played.
Oh god.
Good god, I don't think you realize until you actually play like the game, but the animatronics are literally twice the size of a standing up person.
Oh god.
Yeah. Brendan has like a bootleg version of it on his VR, and it still scares the shit out of me.
Oh no.
Bootleg version.
Still braver than I ever will be. Absolutely not. I'm gonna take Nope for 200.
I'm still trying to get you to play Alien Isolation.
No.
You've seen Alien.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm the same way as you, Ashley, where video games scare the shit out of me, but when I'm faced with like real life, not even just horror houses, but just real life danger in general, I don't get scared easily.
Okay, so been there, done that,
Yeah. Oh, Ashley, you were there, I think, one of the first times I ever played Slender Man, and I couldn't get through it. I literally stopped playing halfway through. No jump scares happened yet, but this fear of a jump scare happening made me stop playing.
Remember when I slept over? We did a sleepover at your house, just you and I, and we were like, you know what? Let's play Slender. That's stuff that women do. And we're like, oh, who's gonna play? We looked at each other and we're like, you know what? Let's just play Tomb Raider instead. And that's what we did.
Tomb Raider's scarier sometimes.
Literally.
Tomb Raider is only scary at because in Tomb Raider you have to go through the action to keep going through the scary areas, but in Slender Man you have to wait for the jump scare. That's what's scary about it.
Yeah, but literally, we're just stay you downloaded the game so we could play it. We loaded up the game. We sat there staring at the home screen. We're like, man, that we have this. Who's gonna play?
Oh, by the way, this is on the Xbox, so the screen is big.
Big,
So-
it's huge.
It was terrifying.
We need to do that again, though. We need to put on our big. You know what? We'll film it for an episode of like a podcast. Well, we should do like a gaming thing. We'll just film like a let's play of us screaming our heads off at horror games.
I'm so
We should
down
do one
for
of
that.
me and you, Ashley, like sitting there, like playing Alien Isolation.
Oh, dear God. I'll play Alien Isolation just because I'm a huge, huge fan of the Alien franchise, but do not fucking activate the voice recognition. Hell no. Absolutely not.
You guys see how James just excludes me like that? What if I want to play Alien Isolation, Jameis?
If you want to join, you can.
Christmas party, Christmas party.
Oh god. That'll be an experience.
I know we're getting so off topic, but Luna, were you there for the time that James allowed Jarek to play his flight sim? Just fucking
No,
yeah.
that was the one time I didn't go to a hangout and so much happened.
I put him in
fucking funny.
I put him in a Tomcat, one of the fighter jets, and he immediately, we were sitting there humming Danger Zone, he fucking went vertical, and
I think my favorite thing is when you put him at Cedar Key, and then you put him in the giant Boeing, and...
for reference, Cedar Key actually has the second shortest runway in all of Florida. The first shortest, I don't really count because it's a grass strip. But Cedar Key is only about 2,000 feet long. For reference, oh yeah, I don't think I've ever talked about this. Just for a little, so I don't sound like I'm talking out of my ass here. I am a pilot.
Now officially.
Yeah, I've gotten my private pilot's license and moving on to rotorcraft. But that's not important right now. What's important is the fact that the runways that I've used to are usually 7,000 feet long. It's a rather nice runway. And Cedar Key's 2,000 feet.
That's definitely chopping off a few feats there.
That's a 5,000 foot difference.
You have to come in really slow if you want to really touch down on the numbers.
Oh yeah, why is it called a foot? Like, feet are very short compared to a foot in length. So weird, right? Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now.
I've never.
We should probably get back on topic.
Yeah. Like, I understand, with horses, because how you measure horses is called hands, because you use a hand in front of. What's up with the deal with feet? I know these fucking toe people. Am I right?
You get back, fucking Last of Us. No, but yeah. So the acting, besides Ashley going past all the actors and everything, it wasn't my favorite because of lore-wise, but in the grand scheme of things, if I hadn't seen the show or the game, it was a really great house just based on the topic alone.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was one of the only houses you could actually see in.
Yeah, that was plus you could see in it. I didn't hate it, but the odds did not work in my favor for this one, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What's our next? I think the Yeti was the next one that we walked in. Yeti Campground Kills.
Was it? I thought that was one of the last ones we did.
No, one of the last
I
ones
believe it was Yeti and then Drooling Dragons. It was either one of those two.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Then we went to see the cult one.
Yeah, I believe it was Yeti though. So
okay,
I know that Blood Moon was our very last one. So I know that for a fact.
Okay.
He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he.
Yeah. But yeah, so the next house is Yeti, Campground Kills. It was in Soundstage 24. And the little thing is, you and your friends are about to venture into a 1950 campground overrun by missing Yetis who rip apart anyone who gets in their way. You must flee to the Ranger Tower to escape. I saw no Ranger Tower. Just letting y'all know right now. Apparently, I did not see a singular one.
I think they forgot that when they built the house.
I'm looking back through a video of it. Maybe it'll show it. But the Yeti, this is probably my favorite house that we went through.
Yeah, I will say the same thing. Well, it was my second favorite.
I really
Yeah,
like
it
this one
definitely-
just because it's the one that had the most consistent scares for me.
Oh, true. It did have like, because the other ones they left room for like certain spots, or some spots just weren't as scary. People really came out of corners that you really couldn't see from.
Yeah, that was
I got caught by everyone.
It
Yeah.
was so funny. 'Cause this is the one house I didn't really get scared in. The only scare in this house that got me was the fucking snake in the toilet. I kid you not.
I've never. Oh yeah, I remember that you screamed at the snake in the toilet.
I screamed so loud because I was not expecting that thing. I felt like I just walked in, this thing popped out, and I'm like.
This is another one of those instances where I was standing between James and Ashley, where James was behind me, Ashley was in front of me, and I was getting the scares, but I've never had more of a stoic face when I was scared shitless in my life. Because I didn't scream once.
It just kept going for me because I react to everything.
Yeah. That's why you get scared, because you haven't mastered the stoic face.
Yeah.
I like being scared. It's fun.
It is fun.
I think the one that got me the worst was the Yeti shattering the window next to you.
I thought you were about to say the Yeti. The one that scared me the most was the Yeti shitting itself. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeti
I
shit
think the
self.
one that got me the most was the one girl who came out from behind that wall thingy. Like, I couldn't see the angle where she came out from, but she just came out from behind me, but the noise scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
She got me too. Pretty badly.
Mhm.
Oh, hello.
Oh, the ranger tower is the very beginning of the house. I'm looking at this, a video of it.
Why was that
Why
at
does
the
it say-
beginning then?
Wait, why does it say in the synopsis that you had to flee to the ranger tower to escape? Wait, if you're already
Yeah, I
there at
think
the front of the house, then why leave?
Maybe flee
think what it
from
is
the
is-
ranger tower?
I think what it is you flee to the ranger tower because the Yeti's chasing you, and from there on you have to make your way out of the campground.
Oh, okay.
Because
what if
it's definitely a ranger tower in the beginning, because there's a armless park ranger that comes out in the beginning of the thing.
I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on his neck and then
Alright, oh god, this is gonna be a bitch to edit. Alright, so what happened? What did we talk about? Oh yeah, the ranger station. Yeah, where was the ranger station? Someone said it was at the front, but
Yeah, it was at the beginning, and
Yeah,
then
it
I
looks like
guess
it's at the beginning.
we're fleeing from it, going through the house.
Yeah.
I will say, comparative to the first Yeti house they did, because the first Yeti house that we went to, that was my favorite house that year. I believe it was 2019.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 2019 house was my Yeti house, was my personal favorite that year.
That
And
was awesome.
yeah, and this year is no different. They somehow stepped it up, and I really like the storyline. It was a little confusing with the tower. I thought we were just doing what we were doing last year and just running from the Yetis, but I mean, I guess kind of the same thing, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like the sets were beautiful.
Yeah.
The costume design was phenomenal. Like, oh my goodness. The
Sure.
Yeti
Everything
costume
looked
was beautiful.
Yeah. Everything looked absolutely phenomenal in this one.
And there were
It
people
was
this
really-
time.
There were. Real people, not actors.
Huh?
I said real people, not actors.
Well, no, they weren't actors, but they were playing real people.
I know, it was being goofy. Well, my joke didn't land well. Alright, I'll see myself.
No, it did. I was trying to follow up on the joke and it failed.
Oh, well, damn.
kisses on my pussy. Call him daddy
No, you're
while I
good.
holler, man, that boy.
But yeah, I really did enjoy the Yeti house. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was really cool. I think, again, the lighting was better, the storyline was cool, the costuming was really great. Even the set designs, you could see there was a lot of thought put into them. It was really cool. So, by far, my favorite one.
Oh yeah. Do you have any thoughts on it, James?
I really like this house. I've always been a big fan of like the old Yeti and especially Sasquatch stories and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of the park service, so it was cool seeing like park rangers and stuff in there. I really like the fact that they chose the 1950s for it. I think it set up the actual stage of the whole thing really well. The costumes all looked amazing. It was really, really good sound design, especially with the roars on the Yeti. My god, those were fucking terrifying.
Oh, those are terrifying.
Were, oh my god.
Good lordy.
If you like the park ranger stuff, James, you should see the most recent episode of Fears to Fathom, I think it's called.
Of what?
Or not park ranger, what is it? What is it called? Fears to Fathom. Have you heard of that game?
Fears to Fathom?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it actually.
You
It's
should get into it. It's really cool.
This looks kind of neat.
Mhm.
That sounds
It's like these episodes of stories of people's like what they claim are real experiences, and then just kind of twist it a little bit to be in game format. There's one of a fire watchtower, so
Ooh,
you
I always
checked
like
it
that
out.
type of stuff.
Me
It
too.
reminds me, there was a specific, it was a specific horror game I actually saw Markiplier play a long time ago. That was you leading someone by radio at the top of a fire watchtower to safety.
Oh, fuck, I know.
It's
I don't know
not
if it was Firewatch Tower, but I do know that there was one with like a radio station, and you're trying to lead somebody to safety through the radio.
Yeah, and it's like a goat man is the issue the whole time.
Ooh, I need to check that out.
It was really cool. It was a great game. I've actually always kind of wanted to work at a fire watchtower. That's like my dream job.
Me too, dog. Ever since the one game, Firewatch came out, that became something that I was interested in. If they were still up and functioning, I would absolutely do it now.
I know. I drive by like defunct one pretty often when I'm going to Ormond Beach. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. I don't think there was ever really too much of a need for a Firewatch Tower in Florida to begin with.
What do you mean?
Florida, I don't feel like Florida's very fire prone as places compared to like Texas or California.
Yeah, the terrain that the sandhills that I live in are designed to have every so once like are by evolutionary designed to have wildfires pretty often.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, that's why pine trees have that bark that peels off real easy. It's so it helps with fire getting on it, so it just sticks to the bark and falls to the ground.
Oh. Okay, yeah, see, I didn't know that. I do know, because I have pine trees in my area, but I've never actually, like, done any research into them, which I probably should, because I'm also very much a nature person, and I like learning about new things in the environment, so...
Yeah, look into controlled burns. Controlled burns are actually pretty useful.
Oh, I do know about controlled burns. That was one of the first things I looked up after the Firewatch game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so we're getting off topic again. House number 6?
Yeah, it's a number. Next up is Dueling Dragons 2 State. It was also in Downstage 2024. And it is 2 warlocks of great power were turned into dragons after trying to take Merlin's spellbook. They also spelt Merlin wrong. Now you and your friends are caught in their epic battle. You must choose a path and a victor. I am a huge fan of the roller coaster that was at the other Universal Park that did the same name, Dueling Dragons. I was a huge fan of that ride. It was probably one of the last rides I was able to go on with my grandmother before she passed away, and it was her favorite roller coaster, so it means a lot to me. And it was also just legitimately just a great ride. I'm so sad that they got rid of it. So I was super stoked to hear that they actually had a house at my favorite event about my favorite one of my favorite roller coasters. I thought it was super cool, and I liked it.
For sure.
It was very
I think
unexpected because I don't think they've ever done a ride-based house before.
No, never.
that's one for the books, really. I never got the chance to go on it because whenever I went to Universal, I was too fucking short. Disgusting. But I like to... whenever we did take a break and just sit down, I loved watching the ride go around, and I thought the concept was really interesting, where it was literally two coasters dueling each other. It's a shame that it got taken down, but I think the house really did it justice in the story and in the name.
Yeah, I agree.
I do.
Yeah, it was more creative.
For sure. I do
agree
think
with
the
that.
end was kind of disappointing.
Oh yeah.
Only because that's when when the choice finally gets made, and there isn't much of a difference between fire and what's the other one? Water? I believe?
Ice. Fire and ice.
Yeah, so
I feel like they.
Mhm.
I feel like they potentially, if they'd done the split a little earlier, it would have been a little more interesting.
Yeah, what would have been really super cool, which I was expecting, was that they were gonna do the choice at the beginning of the house, because they had done stuff like that before, where you got to choose the path that you got to take. And as I was made at the beginning, that way you would have to go through the house again and go to the other side. That's what I was expecting. Oh my god, excuse me.
yeah, that's what I was expecting too, because once we did get halfway through the house, I was like, did we already make the choice and just not realize it? I was very confused. And then when we actually did get to the end and we could choose the path, it just wasn't like, it didn't have the feeling that you were making a choice. It just felt like,
Yeah.
It just felt like going down the same path twice.
I will say the pathing wasn't the most concise thing in the world. I will say the pathing wasn't the most concise thing in the world.
Yeah, it wasn't. Which, it was really interesting because, again, I knew of the ride, and stuff. So there's actually coaster lore surrounding this entire, and I will try to go over it brief because no one cares about roller coaster lore. But basically,
I do.
Okay, maybe you guys.
They're a captive audience right now. They clicked on the video.
True.
That is very true. All right, everybody, we're hitting you some coaster lore. All right, so basically the ride centered around two dragons: Pyrock, which was the dragon of fire, and then Blizzrock, which was the dragon of ice. They were very evil dragons that terrorized the land that consisted of the coaster was basically Merlin Wood. That was the part of the park, and before it was transformed into Harry Potter. So they terrorized Merlin Wood while the wizard Merlin was imprisoned in an oak by the Lady of the Lake and unable to fight these dragons. Merlin warned many knights about them, only for the knights to try to slay them but be killed in the process. So these two dragons frequently fought in Merlin's castle. They reduced it to rubble, which they did show in the house. Merlin recruited several people to kind of assist him in a plan to, train the dragons via magic. And then here's the interesting part. So Merlin recruits guests for the time the coaster was there to choose their fate on which dragons to mount and subdue via riding them through the air in a battle. So when you went on this coaster, you could either choose to ride the blue dragon or the chance to ride the red dragon. I always rode the red dragon. But
Which is really cool.
Both coasters really interestingly had completely different operating stuff. Like, one operated a lot faster than the other.
Ooh. It kind of feels like lore too, where one's more methodical and the other's more abrasive.
Yeah.
I don't know those words. I need to stop using big words. So that's really interesting. I didn't know about the whole Merlin thing that went along with it, which I probably would have been really interested in. I recently watched the Merlin show. Not recently, like 2 years ago. I finally watched the Merlin show, and it was great. And I've always had a fascination with Merlin, so I wish Merlin Land was still a thing, but it's really cool that it all connected to the dueling dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really happy when they
announced it.
Yes, thank you. I lost a word. And apparently, when I was talking to somebody, which is a really cool, because I actually got a chance to interview somebody that helped plan the stuff for the house on Reddit, and apparently it's a prequel story to the Drooling Drek, and so the entire story that happened in the house was actually before the story that they used for the roller coaster. I thought that was super cool.
That makes sense, because when you're on the roller coaster, then the decision's already made. That would make sense as to why it would be in the beginning. So if it's a prequel, then it makes sense that you make the decision later on.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that definitely brought the entire house back, or the entire thing together for me, was just the giant room where it was everything in shambles and the dragon standing on top. It was so cool.
That was probably my favorite portion of the house itself.
Yeah, the spellbook room, though, in the house, oh my god, beautiful!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
By the way, sorry for any portions of the house I may have ruined by saying it's wizard time, motherfucker.
No, and that made it so much better. I laughed so hard when you said, "It's a wizard time, motherfuckers! Fireball!"
Oh, that! I heard the fireball, I didn't hear the rest of it.
Oh, but it was so funny because we were walking to the house, like when Merlin was kind of doing the whole like spiel, and I just hear James say, "It's wizard time, motherfucker!" Just start cracking up laughing.
I really hope at least one actor heard that and had to think for a second.
Oh, it was so funny because when you said it in the house, one of the guys that played the fire people, like I heard him trying to I heard him choke.
Under the fucking audio cue, you heard him like stifle a fucking laugh.
He was like,
That's amazing. I'm glad at least one guy heard that.
It was so fucking funny. But yeah, anyway, enough about coaster talk apparently because I'm not gonna shut up. How did you guys think of this house?
I think I got my piece out. It was a great experience. That one room was really cool. Most of the rooms were really cool. The only thing that threw it off for me was the ending. But otherwise, it was an excellent house.
Yeah, the ending was a little disappointing for me personally, yeah.
I like the troll guys that were walking around.
Cool as hell.
I don't recall a lot of scares there.
Me neither.
Yeah, I just remember kind of chilling while we walked through it. It felt more like walking through a storybook rather than walking through a scary house. But I mean, that added to it, honestly, so.
Yeah. Which was very similar. I don't know, it reminded me a lot of, I don't know if you ever seen this I don't know if you were there for me or there this year, Luna. But there was a house called Scary Tales. It's been a recurring house throughout a few events, but it's basically scary fairy tale creatures and storybook characters gone bad.
Oh, was that like the one where you mentioned the Tooth Fairy?
Not the Tooth Fairy. That one is a completely different beast on its own, but it's super, super similar because that one was set up in a storybook sense, which was super, super cool. So it was kind of similar, but it just reminded me of Scary Tales because of the whole fantasy spectacle kind of thing.
Okay, it sounds really interesting, but yeah, I wasn't there that year.
Okay. Gotcha. Alright, what houses are we missing? Hang on. So 1, 2, we didn't do these 3. We got one. Alright, our last one that we did not talk about yet that we did go into is Blood Moon Dark Offerings. It was in Soundstage 23, and in a colonial era village, moon worshippers witness a blood moon at their fall festival. They take it as a sign to hunt down any non-followers, including you and your Scream Squad. I fucking loved this house.
I really liked it too.
Can you give me kind of a recap on it? Because I don't remember it much.
So it was that very last one that we went in. It was the thing where we went in. They had the bar and stuff, and all the people and like the cloaks with the hoods that were like kind of like doing like a ritual under the moon. They're like, oh yeah, and then oh my god, it's really hard to explain.
Yeah, I'm not getting. I don't know what it is about this house specifically, but like even with the other one that I mentioned, that Dr. Oddfellow, I still had like pieces of it. Blood Moon, I don't recall it awful, but that also could be because we were like how many hours in and super tired, so
Yeah, like this was well into the event. But basically shit. So I'm trying to remember the
It's
Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to remember this. So we walked into the sound stage and we see this town where like there's a bunch of districts screaming and you can hear like a bell going off in the background, like a giant red moon is glowing up from the rafters and stuff. And we enter the sawmill and see people like in a circle chanting. And there's this lady that's sitting above them that's basically like she's like, oh yeah, we have to go do this ritual thingy or whatever. And you know, you go outside the sawmill, you go into this town, and all like the people are...
the town was also literally called Parish Town. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, parish. But yeah, like it's just basically a bunch of cultists trying to grab people that don't believe in this ritual to sacrifice them on a maypole and stuff, and all kinds of stuff, like burn them in a eulogy, not a eulogy, an effigy.
But a lot of it is a lot of the Scandinavian harvest festival things turned on a very bloody head.
yeah, I'm watching a video right now, and dog legend. So I do remember how red it was in there. For some reason, it just is not coming back to my brain.
Fair enough.
I do remember it. I remember that one also being kind of dark. So I don't know if that could have been an issue where I couldn't see very well, so I don't remember it.
This is one of the brighter ones I remember.
Was it? Fuck, dog.
It was.
I don't recall it. Shit. I'm losing my memory. It's so bad.
I think my favorite portion of the house was those little tiny robe figures that were using intestines on the maypole.
Oh,
that was awesome.
Oh, okay. I do. I remember the room where the little kids are holding like the rope thingies.
Yeah, those weren't ropes. Those were intestines.
Shit, the intestines. Yeah. Okay. So I will say I do remember being the most excited for this house because of TV 50, the thing you showed us, James. What are they called?
Local 58?
Local 58, that's what it was.
Oh.
Sorry. Completely wrong name.
Because the moon tie-in.
Yeah, because I'm a big moon person. I like the moon, and any lore surrounding it, like any stories that come from, like, things about the moon, they're just really interesting to me, especially since the moon does have, like, such an impact on Earth. And so I was really excited for like the ritualistic type thing that was coming about for this. And then for some reason I don't really remember it, but I do remember little sections of it now, and it was interesting. It's just like I said, I can't remember much of it, so this is going to be on you guys.
Actually, I know exactly why you were excited for this. It's because I got you excited because of Cult of the Lamb.
Yes. Which is super funny.
Another one of my favorite portions of the house is the dude that was standing in the bell tower, gesturing menacingly at people below.
Oh yeah,
That was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this house. Again, it wasn't my favorite, like, which isn't really, but it was really good. It was good. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Overall, while we're on the topic of like favorites, what was your guys' favorite houses?
I was about to ask, like, if you should... Man, that's so hard. Like, should we do it from like top 3 or our favorite house and our least favorite house for the year?
Let's go ahead and say our top and then least favorite.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my least favorite. My least favorite was probably I don't know. I'm gonna say Last of Us again, just because I probably got dealt the worst end of the stick. The experience wasn't completely there for me. That's, you know, nothing against the house or the rights or anything. It was just the one that I didn't enjoy as much. But the cards didn't get dealt in my favor. First one, my favorite one, I'm gonna have to say that my favorite one was probably Dr. Oddfellow. That or Yeti. I don't know. Both of those are really tied.
All right.
Good.
I'm gonna go with Yeti's on a higher letter though, just because of the amount of effort that went into the house. Like they put the forest smell in there. They had like the trees, like you can smell the tree smell. Oh man.
Yeah, I was about to say that was a very smell-heavy house. It was really cool.
Yeah,
like
it wasn't foul smells at any point.
Yeah, I was really awesome because you walk in, like you could smell like the trees, and you walk by the swamp, you could smell like the water. And it was really cool when you walked past like that retirement party, like the campsite, you can smell like s'mores. Oh man, it was awesome.
Oh, what house was it that smelled really bad for a portion? Was that The Last of Us? I remember it being like a smaller area. It smelled
so... the bathroom portion of The Last of Us, right?
Yeah, that one smelled awful.
Where it smelled like straight concrete powder.
Yeah, it smelled. Oh,
it smelled nasty. Like me and Luna gagged.
Straight up.
I don't like the smell of it.
You did?
Yeah, I thought it went really well to the apocalyptic setting.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think it was just gross.
Yeah, like for apocalyptic setting, it makes sense. I just like it. I don't do good with strong smells already as it is, so it just wasn't the best for me.
Yeah.
I'm not very smell sensitive.
Yeah. Luna, what's your house rating? What's your favorite and your least favorite house for this year?
My least favorite's gonna be Blood and Moon, just because, like I said, I can't remember it for the life of me.
Remember.
But
That's
my
fair.
favorite, oh my god, it's definitely between Yeti and Dueling Dragons. Because even though like the ending of Dueling Dragons was kind of disappointing, the scenery makes up for it so much.
Oh, it was a beautiful house.
I will say Yeti though, because it was consistently really good. But Dueling Dragons, that's gonna be my second probably.
Fair, I like it. Yeah. James, what's your final score, if you will, favorite and least favorite?
I think my most favorite, it's really tied between Yeti and Universal Monsters Unmasked. I'm a giant sucker for the Universal Monsters, and I really like the tail end of the house, but the one that got me the most throughout it was probably Yeti. So I think I'll have to rank that up top.
Hell yeah.
And what was your least favorite?
Yeah. Least favorite? That's a hard one to pick. I almost, unfortunately, might go with Dueling Dragons just due to the fact that I didn't really get got by anyone in that one.
Yeah.
That's fair. It is a horror event, so that's fair.
Yeah. It was still a phenomenal house. It was very beautiful. I liked strolling through it, and I appreciate the lore behind it. And it probably didn't land with me because, I'm not big on roller coasters.
Yeah. And just for a full disclaimer for those who are watching this that did go to the event and don't agree with our pick, completely fine. Just as you can tell even from just us three going, everyone's experience is going to be completely different. Everyone's going to get different amounts of scares and they're going to get got at different points of time. And, they might like certain stuff that other people don't. It's completely fair. Everyone's absolutely entitled to their own opinions, which matter. All that matters is that everyone had fun. That's what matters.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I loved all the houses. I actually, the only thing with the Dueling Dragons, I think I just simply wasn't really the target demographic for that house.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's also a thing of your personal interests. So I mean, if you like something, great. If you don't, also great. At least you enjoyed something else.
Yeah.
Like I heard a lot of people say that the Chucky house was terrible, but looking back on it, just through like the YouTube videos I've seen of it, I probably would have really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's also a big thing of lore behind that one, so I'm sure if it's a thing, like whether or not you've seen all the lore from the show or the movies or whatever it was based off of.
Like if you're really into Chucky and like really like the movies like I do, then seeing like your favorite character in a house hits a lot bit different than if you're not really into Chucky.
Yeah.
Like especially like the last year's Halloween house, the Myers. Actually, I know you got really sick of seeing Myers pretty much every year in Horror Nights, but that was my first year seeing it, and I'm a giant fucking Halloween nerd.
Yeah, I know.
I was excited to see Mikey.
Yeah. love Michael Myers and Halloween I love the Halloween franchise. It's just out of the this is my 7th year, I believe, going to Halloween Horror Nights. I think out of the 7, I've seen Michael Myers like maybe 4, maybe even 5 times. So it gets a little old after a little bit, I will admit.
Yeah,
But
you
I
did
again
mention
have
the same thing.
nothing.
Right?
Yeah, it's like all the people that got sick of The Walking Dead popping up 4 years
I
in a
was
row,
about
so
to say
I
that. I
get
should
it.
have just said it.
Like that was, oh my god.
Which
That was insane.
I was sorely disappointed because I wanted to see a Walking Dead house, but also I consistently watched the entire fucking show even when I wanted to quit. So that's a whole nother thing.
Why'd you put yourself through that, man?
Because okay,
Come back,
in
who knows?
all fairness, like it started off as a really good show, then season 7 hit.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about a lot of it.
Yeah.
So you mean like a Supernatural?
Oh, Supernatural is almost good. It's good all the way up until literally the last 2 episodes. At least
No,
The
that's what I
Walking Dead
mean.
got better after season 10.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like it was a really good show for the entire run, and then this the last episode. Oh my god!
That was a blow. And it's not
They
even
did
like,
it dirty.
a lot of people are like, oh, but it was fine. It ended off good. No, it didn't. I respect everyone's opinions except for on this. If you think Supernatural ended good, then get help.
Yeah, like literally, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like I did not spend the last 15 seasons watching this shit and then getting invested, and then you having just completely just putting that all down the fucking toilet and giving it a swirly. Like, no.
I'm sure it was worse for you, Ashley, because I watched it relatively quickly in 6 months. I think you watched it even quicker than that.
I did. Like we watched like 2 or 3 episodes a day. Like,
yeah.
We were invested in this.
It hit Ashley a lot quicker, because with The Walking Dead, there's a lot of slow burn stuff where, you know, when you're going through the series, because I can't say for Supernatural, I didn't watch that as a slow burn, like I said, 6 months, but with The Walking Dead, it's such a slow burn kind of thing as you're going over the series, but then if you rewatch it as, like, a new viewer, then it's a dog shit. Yeah, I think, honestly.
Yeah, but oh my god, like, just... like, it was, because, again, Supernatural, such a good show, but oh my god, the last episode did not do, like, they literally, any amount of character building, or set building, or relationship building, anything that they spent the last 15 seasons building, was just immediately just crammed in a tiny box and sent down the river. Like, it was
literally
so
was.
bad. Like, literally, they went from having amazing, like, visual effects to having fucking Jarek Padalecki's horrible freaking mop-looking wig. Like, no.
I'll say, at least it
wig
was
on him?
funny, but it's so bad.
Dude, James, I know you haven't finished it, but oh my god, like, you can see his actual hair underneath it. It was that bad.
Ooh, that's not a good look.
It
So
literally looked
bad.
It looked like the set designer or the costume designer, whoever does that stuff. I should know that, but it's fine. It looks like the people who were doing his makeup and hair didn't even fucking care. Which, honestly, they probably didn't, because I'm pretty sure most people on set were saying, this is such a shit ending. So...
I think pretty much almost everyone was universally pissed at it, which is funny because I still don't know what happened. Don't try and explain to me. I'm on, like, season 2.
You have a
Yeah,
while
no,
to
you
go,
would
buddy.
not get it.
I'm
Unless
probably never gonna finish the show.
The latest you have to be in the show to actually understand what we're talking about is halfway through season 4. And maybe you could get it, but season 2, there's no fucking way you'll understand it, even if we explain it to you. It's so much.
I'm not a big TV watcher. I'm more of a movie person.
Fair.
That's fair. Like, literally, the best way I could probably explain this, and for anyone, just heads up, for anyone who has not seen Supernatural yet, this is gonna have some spoilers, so we'll put a little timestamp.
Spoilers in the Halloween Horror Nights video.
Yeah. The event's been over for a month, like a straight month. I think we're past that already.
Yeah, if you haven't gone, then it sucks to be you.
Sucks to suck.
So mean.
Sucks to suck, man. But
Eat shit, Parrish.
but in the season finale, the best way. Oh, James, do you mind me if I spoil this?
I've probably heard it before. There's no way I'm gonna remember.
Okay, great. So basically, what happens, in the best way I can explain it. So basically, Dean dies in the most stupid way possible. And after like the entirety of the show, just being like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna fight death with my own two fistuses." He's like, "You know what? This and he just fucking dies." And then,
Straight up. It wasn't even a thing. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it wasn't even a thing of like, there was some big dramatic moment like you'd expect for like the final episode. The main character of 15 fucking years is dying. Let's make it a whole thing. No, he gets thrown into a post and dies. And they try to do a moment of like an inspirational kind of speech, but it doesn't work because it's literally everything he's saying comes out like just stupid because everything they had worked for up to that point, literally trying to change their own destiny, and it turned out in the end that God was right. James, again, you won't get that unless you watched it, but yeah.
Yeah, but like maybe it would have been completely different if maybe they're like, "Oh, you know what? I'm tired of trying to change who I am. I've come to terms of who I am, and I'm cool with this." Something like that. It's like, you know what? I know we've cheated death the entire fucking show, but you know what? I'm just gonna go embrace it with open arms. We were able to defeat God. We did all this stuff. I'm content with who I am. They didn't even do shit like that. They're just like, you know what? Oh.
I understand why people were. I understand why people were pissed at it then.
Yeah.
When that happened, I'm just sitting there in my chair and with my little blankie and my Capri Sun, just like, oh.
Yeah, literally, a little lore check, just for shits and giggles, so I can get this out there, because Ashley's got me started now.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay, so basically, God is an asshole, and he's basically saying, "Oh, you guys are gonna follow the cycle that I want you to follow. You're gonna be the same person I've recreated in these. So you guys know what a multiverse is. If you don't, get more nerdy. A multiverse, kind of thing he's built up where there are multiple Earths, multiple universes in which Sam and Dean exist. And he's basically like, you guys are going to die from hunting in the same way that every Dean and Sam Winchester ever has in all the universes I have ever created. And so in this universe, they're like, no, we're going to change the fate of all those universes and we're going to bring it back to our own destiny, what we want to do. Sam Winchester never wanted to be a hunter. Dean Winchester, all he knew was hunting. So it's like a thing where they wanted to break this cycle of, what Chuck was doing, where Sam gets dragged into it and Dean wants to get out of it. It doesn't fucking happen. They start fighting a vampire and he throws him into a pulse and a fucking nail kills him. This dude has been dragged back from literal hell by the saving hand of Cassiel, a literal angel, and left a print on him. And he dies from a fucking nail in a board. Like,
Isn't that numerous times where he got dragged back from hell?
Yeah, like literally, this dude
he went to purgatory, went to a bunch of different places, and he came back every time.
Yeah, literally.
Dog. This man survived fucking purgatory. Twice!
He literally got brought back from purgatory, I think, Benny, I think, was it Benny, he absorbed Benny into him, and brought Benny from purgatory, from Sam, like, somehow getting them out. It's been a while since I've watched. I was pissed by the ending. So my lore's a little bit off, but he does some kind of thing. If he can do that, surely he's not gonna die from a fucking nail!
I'm just sitting there like, you're kidding me. Dean fucking Winchester dies from frickin' tetanus!
Literally!
That's pretty rough. It kind of reminds me of that episode in the beginning of it where he repeatedly dies in that time loop.
Oh my god, yeah.
With that one guy.
See,
Which one?
Where they it's like Dean repeatedly dying while Sam's just stuck with the day getting reset like it's fucking Groundhog Day. I think my favorite My favorite 2 deaths out of that episode was when Dean literally had a piano dropped on his head, and when Dean simply said, "Hey, these tacos taste funny," and then cut to the next day.
Yeah,
That was really funny.
that was fucking
Tacos taste
hilarious.
funny. Dead.
Yeah, just fucking ate. You about to die. You know what? I've been even more pissed if he died from like he and Sam were just chilling, had like a taco stand, and it's like, man, these tacos taste funny, and then he just dies, and then he just never comes back. And that was like the end of the episode. I don't know if that made me even
Literally,
worse.
if that was the end of the show, I would have been happy and I would have been satisfied. The showrunners missed out.
I'll say, like, honestly, that would have at least been funny. And like, no, Dean dies from eating rancid pie. Like, that would have been an ending. You know, come on.
Yeah,
They
that
missed
would
an
have at least been
opportunity.
something. That would have been funny, but no.
Like, that would have at least been, better. But no, they had to go ahead and do the stupid. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and kill off the best character, and then we're gonna go ahead and play a sad montage of.
Of Sam living his life. Oh, which, by the way, he doesn't even get with Eileen! Are you fucking serious?
He doesn't even. I'm like, literally, I was sitting there watching this entire thing, and I'm just sitting there like, man, who's this bitch? Like, who is this? Like, who is this skank? Who is this? I don't know who.
Honestly,
I don't know
care
her.
about his fucking child. I don't know who his child is. Where's Eileen? Dean needs to come back. I will say, if they had done maybe better deaths, or even a better montage of Sam, and then shown the actual ending where they're driving together in heaven, then that would have been, like, cool. That would have been okay. But it's the way they died. Also, I'm also not a fan of, not just that, but of the way that they actually kill God. That part to me was kind of upsetting because the entire time they had the book to do it, they knew where to get the ingredients. It was a simple thing of using Jack to do it, but they just hadn't yet. So they had two seasons at this point, like 2 full seasons to figure this out and do this, and they didn't, and they kill him in the easiest way possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I feel like the series started just kind of going downhill after Crowley died.
Oh, you know what? You're so right, though.
Like literally, Crowley held up most of the show, and then after he left, it just didn't feel the same, and then also the characters just didn't make it as good as decisions. Which honestly, that probably was on purpose. But I just kind of noticed a decline, and then also it got worse after Rowena died.
Yeah, I think Crowley's death definitely kind of had a shift. I don't think it made the show specifically go downhill, but
no, it just you could definitely see certain things kind of declined a little bit after.
Yeah, that was kind of where the start of it was. After Rowena died, that's where you're right. You could definitely tell like it's just shit at this point.
Yeah, they were definitely running out of some ideas there.
Yeah, which, again, you can run out of ideas in this regard for a show, but this was just blatantly not caring about how the show ended at all.
Oh, yeah.
Which, no offense to the people who wrote it!
All offense.
All offense. I'm so pissed at you guys. Fuck you.
Like, y'all, you could have gotten a better wig at frickin' Spirit Halloween. Don't play with me with that bullshit.
Dude, it's just overall, the ending could have been 10 times better. They could have used any other ideas. There was a lot open for them, actually, for that ending, because there was still a whole world of things unexplored and unfinished from Sam and Dean, and a lot of people, like, left unknown what's going on with them, like the Men of Letters, for example. And they just didn't explore any of that, and they could have used that to their advantage in the end, but they just didn't. And hunting is supposed to be, like, super hard to get out of. Obviously, in the end, there wasn't, like, much to be hunted anymore, but there was still a little bit of hunting, and it's supposed to be this super hard thing to get out of. People are coming at you for revenge and everything. And Sam just kind of does it, and they don't explain how. So again, that could have been a small story arc that they had in which he was like, I'm done hunting, and here's how I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I just thought another thing that was really interesting was recently they made a show like a spin-off show called The Winchesters. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I haven't actually watched The Winchesters, but I've heard some shit about it.
I have. Apparently, it got so bad that the people. I think it got canceled. But they legitimately had to like go out and address like, hey, this is an alternate universe because so many things were not canon.
Really?
Didn't specifically say yeah.
Well,
that's really sad too, because Jensen Ackles was I think a director in it, and he was the one who got it started up to create it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But this is a prequel to the long-running series Supernatural. The Winchesters tells the epic untold love story how John Winchester met Mary Campbell and put it all on the line to not only save their love but the entire world. When John returns home from fighting in Vietnam, a mysterious encounter sparked a new mission to trace his father's past. In his journey, he crosses paths with 19-year-old demon hunter Mary, who is also searching for answers after the disappearance of her own father. Together, the two join forces to uncover the hidden truths about both of their families.
Yeah, from the description, it doesn't sound bad, but then again, you could also say that about the ending of Supernatural.
Yeah. Oh god! Jesus Christ. I love how it went from Hollywood Horror Nights to Supernatural and how much we hate the fucking last episode.
Oh shit, is the podcast still going?
Yeah, we're still
recording. It's still recording.
Bad, dog. After the whole Supernatural rant, I just kind of toned it out.
Well, it's okay. Red, you could not think about anything aside from your hatred for how it ended.
Literally. Justice for fucking Crowley.
You're telling me you didn't even realize we didn't even sign off to the audience?
Oh! Okay, well, in all fairness, me and Jerk don't actually sign off to our audience. We just randomly say, okay, we're done, and then we
hit the stop recording button.
Yeah, that's literally what we do. We don't actually, finish it.
Yeah, well, they're getting an extra little tidbit of cool factoids and a little rant.
Yeah!
Alright. Well, anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and continue bullshit because I do need to talk to you guys about something funny. Just plans in general, but that's okay. You guys don't need to know about that. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. We always appreciate the support. Thank you, Luna, for joining us for today's episode.
Of course, my dear.
Yes, because you're growing out. You're outgrowing us in popularity on this channel, apparently.
I really hope I'm not.
It's so funny.
I'm gonna cry real tears.
It's okay. It's fine. You can make up for it by maybe having us on your podcast. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
If that podcast even continues at this point.
James ruined it. James is the reason why Elevator Conversators is no more.
Yep, it's all James. It's all his fault.
I did absolutely nothing.
That's what you did, James.
Look, that's nothing worse than anything Jarek has done on that show.
That's actually so true.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I know James isn't even the downfall. It's fucking Talon, and I know it.
I know it's Talon.
Yeah, it is Talon, but we don't worry about that. We don't talk about that in case he listens to this one.
You won't find our podcast, and if you do, hi, bro.
If we do, don't
cry.
Don't hurt me, please. I'll put it this. That'll be my disclaimer. Disclaimer: everything talked about in this video is either for educational purposes, so Universal doesn't hurt me, and for foot and giggles so Talon doesn't kick in my teeth.
Talon,
the only picture I have of Talon on my phone is the one where he has like a soda can in his mouth and he's dual wielding swords.
Why?
It was from the birthday party at Jarek's.
Of course it was.
Oh yeah. Let's just say Talon is he's a whole ordeal in himself. He's great, but he's also insane.
Yes. Alrighty, well anyway, thank you guys for tuning in today. We're gonna go ahead and stop before this even derails even worse than it already is.
Bye!
You know what? Let's I'm gonna have James, Luna, how about you guys sign off?
Alright, friends.
Are you sure you want this from me?
I always say.
Yes, I do. Miss. My Discord icon is rotated.
I'm just gonna get the stay spooky out of the way real quick.
Okay.
Of course, as friends, thanks for joining us. Thanks for always coming out to see us. Appreciate you guys giving us your support, and of course, stay spooky. Now, murder them.
Alright. My diggity dog, cat meow, pussies. I hope you have a wonderful night of nightmares. Perish. Good night.